math and getting full points on the graphing and everything like that. I do agree with you. Changing and figuring out new ways to solve problems is a perspective. But how did you change that? What influenced you to change your ideas?
So when I first came back, I was completely clueless. I had no idea what was happening until Mr. G started like talking about like different ways to solve it, and then something clicked in my head because I remember doing this in 8th grade, but it wasn't like, because he taught it differently initially, it didn't click in my head at first, and then all of a sudden I completely like remembered what it was, and then I was able to do it.
Jackie, as it relates to cooperation, please share with us a quick one-sentence definition. What is cooperation? How did you display that in the Marshmallow Tower activity? And you also gave us a very mindful reflection of your desire to express your creativity. How do you feel that cooperation might have helped in that expression of creativity?
So a definition of cooperation, I think, is being yourself and improve, and using everybody's strengths and weaknesses equally to just build a better, to get a better final product.
And how did you do that within that specific project, the Marshmallow Tower? And do you see any potential that might have impacted your ability to express your creativity?
I have very bad hand-eye coordination, so building the tower itself wasn't something I was going to be very good at. So I was able to make most of the planning of it, and then I had other table mates be able to build it. And I was very grateful that they were able to take my advice in terms of the planning. So honestly, I feel like that was we really connected as a group that day.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Ted?
Good.
All right. My final question is gonna relate to mindfulness. Casa de Miedo. Can we pull up mindfulness? During the Casa de Miedo project, you mentioned listening to others. Give us a quick one-sentence definition of mindfulness, and then share with us how this specific evidence that you're presenting here is proof of your ability to conduct mindfulness and see some positive aspect related to it.
I think that mindfulness is being in the moment and listening to others' ideas and be able to implement them into other ideas.
And please explain what are we looking at here and how that correlates to your definition of mindfulness.
So I was listening for the suspense arc specifically, I was asking everybody what they thought what was going to happen, when did they want it to happen. So I was just asking everybody around my table what did they think we wanted to put on our suspense arc. So initially it was us putting all of our ideas together and seeing what would fit with the story, which Alan made. Alan did a very good job on it. Very unexpected. Only at the start, but yeah, I'm trailing off track here. But
no, I think you did a great job of explaining, and thank you for that shout out for another classmate of ours. Mr. Chet, anything else?
Just one more thing was there were some missing pieces of evidence, and on the refinement plan, there was a documentation issue.
I do have the evidence, or I do have for the academic plan. I did write it on my speech. I guess since I saw text there while I was editing my portfolio, I just assumed it was already written there. But
Yeah,
I do have it.
No problem. Did anybody go through it and kind of give you any refinement tips or notice that as well?
The way I changed it was when we had our conference. I started thinking about other things I struggled with, and then with that, I just thought of strategies that would work for me.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jackie. We're going to take a brief respite. We'll be right back after a brief discussion. Feel free to move around the room.